Right, I'm in an upbeat mood this morning. This morning being Thursday morning, you'll be seeing this on Friday morning or later. Switched my computer on this morning, went onto my YouTube account, started trawling through my comments notifications, spotted a couple of naughty or suspect comments, but when I clicked on them, they were gone, they weren't there. Now, when I went back onto my main channel page, YouTube had put an announcement up. After months of consulting with law enforcement, psychologists, educational authorities, and the press, as well as analysing reports from YouTube creators like myself, YouTube has now switched on its new comments filter. I think this is the first time that YouTube has done this. Previously to today, it was left down to the channel owner to police the comments. It looks like it is a very strict filter. One of those comments, to be honest, I would probably have given the author the benefit of the doubt and left it up, but they've removed it. The way I believe it works is that the trolls and haters can see their comments. As far as they're concerned, it's been published, but no one else in the world can see it, which I think is quite funny, because basically they're trolling themselves. Thumbs up to YouTube for taking this initiative. Now, before I get into the main subject of today's video, don't forget, next week I will be uploading a Motorn Customs Christmas special. Not the kind of thing that I normally do, but the reasons for it I will explain in that video. My advice is get it while it's hot. Don't leave it a few days before you watch the video. Right, let's get on. LOMO Motorsports. Now, this is a company that I've worked with several times over the last 3 years. In fact, I think they were the very first company to agree to a collaboration with me way back in the earliest days, the first few weeks that I was running this channel, with one of their dry bags. Now, a little bit of history. They're a Scottish company that I think started up in the early 2000s making equipment relating to all sorts of water sports. You know, kayaking, yachting, water skiing, that kind of thing. And among their product range, they had a range of low-cost, high-value dry bags. Bags designed to keep your gear dry in a marine environment. In fact, I believe they even supply the UK Coast Guard with some of their equipment. It's very highly regarded gear. But LOMO are a bit of an enigma, because although their gear outperforms and outspecifies a lot of the prestigious brands, the majority of their equipment actually sells at a bargain basement price. I've never really been able to get my head around how they can do it. Now, it wasn't long before motorcyclists realised the value of their dry bags and started using them on bikes. And after hundreds of requests from motorcyclists for motorcycle specific dry bags, a few years ago LOMO started to introduce a motorcycle range, which has evolved from there to increasingly higher specification bike related luggage, which still sells at a fraction of the premium brand products while still maintaining or even beating the specification of those products. Now, I've watched their products evolve over the years. They've become increasingly more sophisticated, and although the price has risen with that sophistication, it still only costs about a third of that offered by the competition, maybe even less. Now, it may be different in other parts of the world, but certainly here in the UK, LOMO have an excellent reputation that can't be beaten. These are their very latest expedition grade adventure dry bag panniers, the highest spec motorcycle related luggage product I've seen from LOMO yet. These bags are obviously designed to take some abuse off-road. They're made using LOMO's trademark PVC material, which sort of reminds me of that high-end pond liner that you see in garden centres, etc. Really tough stuff, and obviously highly waterproof. Now, the bags are constructed and put together using what LOMO call a radio frequency welding process. This basically means that the seams are held together tightly and are then subjected to high frequency vibration, which welds those seams together without affecting the structural integrity of the material itself. There's no stitching involved in this process, so it is undeniably the strongest and most watertight method of putting a bag like this together. Now this is a technology that LOMO have been using for years, but what marks this bag out as being different from those that I've seen from LOMO in the past is that they've introduced a modular sort of mole system on the back for attachment to your bike, which basically renders the attachment method infinitely variable and universal. I don't think there is a bike that this wouldn't fit on. LOMO say that this is designed to be used over any standard pannier rail, but that mole system adds another degree of flexibility. I tried it out on the Interceptor, and I do believe that with some trial and error it could safely be used on some bikes without pannier supports. It comes with a single detachable webbing strap, and you use this to connect the two bags together, and you can either sling it over the seat, or if you prefer, fasten it between the seat and the seat rail for a little added security. Again, this strap is infinitely adjustable via a metal buckle, so it's easily adjusted to suit the width and height of your seat. Each bag then has a webbing strap which runs all around the bag. These can be adjusted for height and length, which will allow you to find a suitable, safe securing point on your bike to stop the panniers from flapping around. These straps can also be used to tighten up the bag and compact the load. 2 minutes of trial and error, and I managed to fasten these bags to the bike in a way that they absolutely would not move. They were totally safe. Where all straps and fasteners are attached to the actual bags, the attachment points are double skinned for reinforcement and to make sure that there's no stress actually put on the waterproof skin of the bag. The closure is a standard roll top closure. LOMO say that it should be rolled 3 times, and then it's fastened down with 3 speed buckles, one at either end and one in the middle. Now these bags can be attached singly if you wish, or as a pair of panniers. They haven't got a huge capacity, they're about 10 litres each, giving a total of 20 litres for the two. If that's not big enough for you, you could also use one of LOMO's medium-sized roll-top bags over the seats. LOMO make them in all shapes and sizes. I think in their range they've got a configuration that will suit everyone. Coming in at well under £60 for the pair, these panniers do represent, at this specification, absolutely astounding value for money. I know people are going to jump in on the comments section about security. Someone's going to nick your bags while you're away, or someone could slit them open with a knife and nick your gear out of the inside. Yeah, I know, but common sense prevails. If you want absolute security, you spend £800 on a pair of metal panniers with locks, but they're still not foolproof. Soft luggage is soft luggage. The answer's quite simple. If you've got it attached to your bike and you've got valuables inside, you don't leave your bike. Now, I've used LOMO bags in all weathers. I've never had a problem with waterproofing. They've always kept my gear dry, and certainly reports that I've heard from hundreds of other people over the years is that they've experienced the same. Now, it's okay myself or LOMO telling you that they're waterproof, but I thought that perhaps at this stage it's time for me to actually do a demonstration and see exactly just how waterproof they really are. Both bags are exactly the same, so there was no point testing out both bags. I just selected one. And first of all, I needed something valuable to put inside it that I wouldn't want to get wet. And I selected my Ashley Watson woolen Hockliff overshirt. I packed it inside the bag and closed it according to LOMO's recommendations, which is to fold the bag 3 times and then secure the speed buckles, one at each side of the closure and one in the middle. I then hung the bag via its carrying handle on a screw that I'd put in one of my fence posts. Now, first of all, I just used my hose pipe on full power using a variation of spray and concentrated settings on the hose nozzle. I did this for approximately 2 minutes, paying particular attention to the actual closure itself, trying to get water into the gaps at the ends and underneath the actual roll. I also sprayed the rest of the bag liberally to seek out any manufacturing defects or pinholes that might be present. Now, I've been riding bikes for almost 40 years. panniers, and I do believe that this represents a situation way above and beyond the worst deluge you're ever likely to encounter while you're riding a bike, especially when you consider the direction of the water as it was being sprayed at the bag, and particularly the closure. The only situation I can think of that may replicate this is fording deep rivers in heavy rain. Not something we all do every day. Now, the weakness in any waterproof bag is of course the closure, and any of you that's done some touring in heavy rain will know that it doesn't matter how waterproof your bag is, water will always get in it when you open it up to get stuff out of the inside. You'll always get drips that will manage to find the way into the bag when you open it. Bearing this in mind, I took a towel, and as I opened the bag I carefully dried it off. Now, as it happens, I wasn't quite careful enough. I should have wiped the actual closure itself before I pulled it apart to have a look at the shirt, and I did see 1 or 2 drops, probably the equivalent of about a quarter of a thimbleful of water, drip onto the shirt. In fact, probably not even that. But there was 1 or 2 tiny drops of water on the shirt when I took it out, and you've only got my word for it that that's what happened. So I decided to try it again, this time paying particular attention to the closure before I ventured to open it. But rather than repeat exactly the same process, I've just got a new power washer, so I decided to try it out with that. Now, I used the motorcycle wand on my muck-off power washer because, as tough as this material is, a full power lance is likely to make holes in it. And I followed a very similar procedure as I did before. You can't adjust this nozzle, so I couldn't adjust the spray pattern, but I hit it at every angle I could think of for about a minute and a half, and then went through the drying procedure again, but this time I was careful to actually wipe the lip of the opening before I pulled it apart. This time there was no water on the shirt apart from those few drops that had landed on it in the first test. And seriously, it was such a tiny amount of water. Once I took the shirt back indoors, it was dry and the water spots were gone within about 10 minutes of me hanging it up. This is testament, I believe, to the specification of these bags. I do in fact believe, and I've always advocated, that LOMO bags represent the best value motorcycle luggage you can possibly get your hands on. No one in the world comes anywhere near them. And this latest iteration of their panniers has just taken it another step further. Now, obviously, I will leave a link in the video description down below for these LOMO Adventure panniers. Just to preempt any questions that I might get in the next few days, LOMO do post internationally, so it doesn't matter where you live, they shouldn't have any problem getting these products to you if you put in an order. If in doubt, just email them. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate the time that you people take to watch my videos and help keep this channel afloat. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will of course be back next week, so until then, ride safely, stay dry, and I'll see you soon.